What would you do if you discovered that the prince who chose you was never there to save you? What if you were the sacrifice, not the bride? Damsel is the story of a young woman who agrees to marry a prince only to discover that the royal family has a deadly secret, and the only person who can save her is herself. Elodie is a young woman from a poor kingdom. When a wealthy royal family offers their prince in marriage, her family accepts, hoping to save their struggling people. Elodie arrives in the kingdom. She is treated like royalty, given beautiful clothes, and welcomed with kindness. Everything feels like a dream. But on the wedding night, the prince leads her to the edge of a cliff. Without warning, he pushes her into a dark cave below. Elodie was deceived by people who smiled at her while planning her death. Deceive means to make someone believe something that is not true, to trick someone, or hide the truth. For example, she was deceived into believing the marriage was a blessing. At the bottom of the cave, Elodie discovers the terrible truth. For generations, the royal family has sacrificed young women to a dragon to repay an ancient debt. Now she is next. The dragon is enormous. The cave is endless. Elodie has no weapon, no armor, and no one coming to rescue her. She has only her courage and her determination to survive. Elodie stays resilient even when everything seems hopeless. Resilient means able to recover from difficult situations and keep moving forward. For example, she remained resilient despite every challenge she faced. Inside the cave, Elodie begins to fight back. She uses the rocks, the water, and everything around her to stay alive. She also discovers messages left behind by women who came before her. Then she learns the biggest truth of all. The dragon is not simply a monster. She is a mother whose children were killed by the same royal family many years ago. The dragon's vengeance comes from years of grief and loss. For example, the dragon wanted vengeance for what had been taken from her family. Vengeance means the act of hurting someone in return for the harm they caused. Elodie realizes that she and the dragon are not enemies. Both were deceived, both were used, both suffered because of the same people. Together they form an unlikely alliance. An unlikely alliance means a partnership between people you would never expect to work together. For example, their unlikely alliance changed everything. Together they returned to the kingdom. Not to escape, but to expose the truth. The royal family can no longer hide their lies. They finally face the consequences of everything they have done. Face the consequences means to accept the results of your own actions. For example, sooner or later, everyone must face the consequences of their choices. In the end, Elodie is not saved by a prince. She saves herself. She survives because she refuses to give up. She chooses to rise above everything that was meant to destroy her. Rise above means to overcome a difficult situation and become stronger because of it. For example, no matter what life brings, always choose to rise above it. Damsel is more than a fantasy movie. It is a story about courage, resilience, truth, and discovering the strength that was inside you all along. If you enjoyed learning English through this movie, subscribe to Read Up Daily for more movie stories, more useful vocabulary, and more everyday English. See you in the next video.